Paul Simmonds, why is The Men They Couldn't Hang's album called Waiting for Bonaparte?
Well, Waiting for Bonaparte is a line from one of the songs on the album called The Colours. And it refers to a mutiny that took place in Britain 200 years or so ago, whereby the British Navy mutinied and were going to sail the British fleet to join the revolutionary Navy in France and sail the fleet back and hopefully liberate England from its oppressors. But I mean, obviously it's not as simple as that. There's just a kind of romantic image that's used to portray a general point, really. But I mean, it's just using the idea of Bonaparte as he originally was seen, which was as a liberator rather than as a oppressor. Yeah.
This is it, isn't it? Your music takes us back a couple of centuries. It's like the sort of all about high women and pirates and that kind of thing.
Not all of it. I mean, that makes us sound like Adamant, which, you know, I'd rather not be compared with. But I mean, half of our music is set very firmly in the present. But yeah, more than other bands, we go back into the past to. That's just because I was a history nut at school, and I write most of the songs. So, you know, my interests come out, and I find the past quite thrilling, and I find it quite romantic as well, you know.
I am a member of the Council of the Naval Mutiny. I'm no traitor to my conscience, having done my sworn duty. These are my last words before the scaffold, and I charge you all to hear how a wretched British sailor became a citizen mutineer, pressed into service to carry powder. I was loyal to the crack of the whip. If I starved on the streets of Bristol, I starved worse on a British ship. Red is the color of the new republic. Blue is the color of the sea. White is the color of my innocence. Not surrender to your mercy. I was woken from my misery by the words of Thomas Paine. On my barren soil they fell like the sweetest drops of rain. Red is the color of the new republic. Blue is the color of the sea. White is the color of my innocence. Not surrender to your mercy.
A lot of things that have influenced you in your songwriting, because you write most of the songs, has, as far as I've read, your experiences from your upbringing and from your schooling. Is that right? Well, you had some pretty hairy experiences at school.
Let's put it this way. I learnt at, I suppose, a fairly early age to be quite resentful of authority and of systems and things like that. I've always had a bit of a chip on my shoulder about it.
At the same time as you went to a private school?
Yeah, I was at a private school for 2.5 years, and you know, it's not, the school that I went to is in no way, it's not like Eton or Rugby or a famous private school. I mean, it's a kind of school that was run on Dickensian lines, you know, where you know, you had to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and have a cold shower, then go for a couple of miles run, and you know, the teachers would beat you at every opportunity. And so yeah, you know, you either come out of something like that being totally a part of the system they want you to be part of, or you just come out totally disaffected and, you know, resentful, which is how I came out.
And when you write songs, you write them like they're stories?
Well, yeah, because, you know, for me the only refuge was in reading and writing stories and poems and what have you, and so I like stories. I like characters and stories and plots, and you know, ever since I was 5 or 6 when I used to read fairy stories, and from then on it was Robert Louis Stevenson and Charles Dickens, and it's just progressed, yeah. So stories is, I think we're a storytelling group, really.
So in the spring of the year we took the fleet, every sail and cannon and compass sheet, and we flew a Jacobin flag to give us heart. While Britain stood helpless, we were waiting for Bonaparte. all you laborers of the land, all you beggars, all you builders, you've come here to watch me hang. And to the masters, we are the rabble, we are the swinish multitude, but we can rearrange the colours of the red and the white and the blue.
You're here now to help open a new record shop, Rekordmagasinet. Have you done anything like this before?
Yeah, on the last tour we did in Britain, we did HMV shops, you know, we did about 3 of them, same sort of thing, and it was quite unusual, to say the least.
You're also doing some gigs, of course.
Yep, we're playing tonight in Uppsala and Stockholm tomorrow, Lund, then Norway.
You, Paul, play some interesting instruments, the mandolin, the bouzouki, apart from lead guitar and keyboards. Have you learnt those instruments?
Well, I hope so, otherwise it's going to be a bit embarrassing.
I mean, you haven't gone...
Sorry, I just couldn't resist the crack there. Yeah, I learnt to play the bouzouki about 4 years ago, and I found it quite easy, really. I probably don't play it properly, that's the reason. You know, I just sort of figured out my own way of playing it, and I led on to the mandolin, which is my favourite now. And I only picked that up about 2 years ago, but I spend most of my time for pleasure, you know, when I'm playing an instrument, I play the mandolin instead of anything else, because it's kind of, it's trebly and it's cute. It's nice, I like it. It's the best instrument for me, I think.
Good, okay, Paul, thanks for talking to us. It's good to see you here.
Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the set.
The colour of the sea, white is the colour